Hey, Natasha. Yeah, we'll be starting here in a minute. Just doing a little intro, giving people some time to join in before we get too far in. Hey, Raysha. Oh, my dog is being so needy right now. Hey, Deb. Thanks, Deb. Hey, Jenny. Yes, Deb, I'm using OBS. And I have no idea what this music is. I literally just put copyright-free music into YouTube, so... It's like a very weird collection. I mean, it's not too bad, Deb. If you need some help, just let me know and I can give you whatever information I know. It's not a lot, though. And I have enough to get by. It was good, Natasha, thank you. How about yours? Okay, we'll call that good, and we'll go live. Okay, so in case you guys did not know about the whole situation, Def Noodles is suing Keemstar for the tweet that he put out about Def Noodles was allegedly grooming girls between the ages of like 12 and 14 or something. Big YouTuber source. And then victims or whatever are not, they don't feel safe to talk about it, but maybe they will soon or whatever. So because of that, Def Noodles has decided to sue Keemstar. So I'm so happy to catch you live after work. Hey, Cassandra. It was good. Can you believe I was off on a Saturday? You were off on a Saturday? What? So, I decided that tonight we will go through the court filings. The actual motion to dismiss was leaked last night, so I figured we would go over that. So before we start this, I'm going to say, 1, I suck at reading, and 2, I'm not a lawyer, so this is all just my opinion on what I think is going on, and 3, I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of lawyer jargon. So, yeah, I figured that's what we would go through tonight, because I went through this last night. I was on Xylie's stream when she went through it, because I sent her a message, and I was like, hey, here's the documents in case you haven't seen them yet. So then she did a late night live, which she got suckered into doing like another 5-hour live, which I don't think she has fun doing them, but she's like, oh my god, I'm not doing another 5-hour live, and then she ended up doing one. Do you think Ethan is helping Noodles with legal fees? I don't know, Deb. I don't know. Like, Ethan hasn't said anything about this that I'm aware of since it's come out. So it's very weird that, they seem to be supporting each other, and then all of a sudden this happens and don't really hear anything from Ethan. I'm surprised that they didn't talk about it on his podcast at all, but I don't know. I mean, Ethan loves to talk about Keemstar, so I'm surprised that he didn't. So, all right, but let's go ahead and get on into these documents. Okay, so we got here, this is just the cover page, just memorandum of law in support of defendant's motion to dismiss the complaint. Ethan has a legal slush fund for money left over from when he raised his own defamation suit where he was the defendant. I mean, he could be helping him, but I don't know. All right, so we're just going to skip past like the table of contents, citing all the cases here that they're going to talk about later in the actual document, and then all the statutes. So we're going to get into here, and it starts out with the preliminary statement. On May 19th, 2022, plaintiff Dennis, what's his last name? Dennis I can't even, I'm having such a brain fart. Fatosa, there we go. Oh my god. Dennis Fatosa, which I'm just going to refer to as Dennis from here on out, filed a complaint against defendant Daniel M. Keem, claiming that Keem defamed him in a Twitter post a year earlier, dated May 21st, 2020, the subject tweet. The subject tweet was of and concerning a fictional comedic character named Def Noodles. Fatosa. Yeah, I was having a brain fart. That Fatosa had created solely for entertainment and joking purposes as a YouTube broadcaster and social media personality. The Def Noodles character is known for its repeated disclaimers that everything about it is meant to be a joke, and for providing satirical commentary about other social media personalities. The character is a frequent critic of Keem and others. Pursuant to Rules 12b-6 and 12b-1 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Keem dismissed the complaint for failure to state a claim and for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. The complaint should be dismissed because 1, the comment about Def Noodles does not defame Fatosa as a matter of law. 2, in context, the tweet was obviously made in response to the war of words, mocking and offensive tweets that Def Noodles' character repeatedly hurled towards Keem. And 3, Feitosa pleads no actual damages, reputationally or otherwise, and does not meet the amount in controversy required for this court to entertain the lawsuit. Now, that to me right there is just the big like opening statement, because what they're saying from what I'm getting is that Keemstar isn't like Dennis isn't suing, or Keemstar didn't make those tweets about Dennis. Keemstar made that tweet about Def Noodles, this fictional character. So what he's saying is towards Def Noodles, not towards Dennis. So he didn't defame Dennis. So everything is about Def Noodles. And that Dennis said that he received really no actual damages, reputationally or otherwise. So I'm assuming monetary, as in he didn't lose any kind of money because of this. Now, his channel really hasn't taken a loss of views because of this. Because remember, this is from a year ago. His channel didn't really start losing views until the whole situation with Papa Gut. So, I mean, I think it's going to be very hard to prove that. I mean, unless he releases financial statements from around that time. But, I mean, we know how YouTube is. Views go up and down all the time. So, I don't know how he's going to be able to plead that, hey, I'm losing views because of this. Like, it's not like that James Charles situation where he lost, 3 million subscribers because of the video that Tati put out. Relevant facts. Plaintiff Dennis is a 27-year-old comedian who has created a fictitious comedic character named Def Noodles. Now, that 27-year-old thing where people are still questioning that, so we'll see. Dennis has admitted and explained in publicly available internet posts that Def Noodles is a show I created. It's a mix between The Soup and The Colbert Report, a satirical take on internet news commentary hosted by a cat in a Minecraft house. See social media post attached accompanying declaration of the lawyer. It's and if I have to hear the Colbert Report being brought up one more time, I'm like just sick of hearing like the Colbert Report, and then who else does he mention all the time too? He mentions somebody else, but he tries to say like this is what my stuff's like, but no one gets it. The joke's not landing. Let's see. In a disclaimer post, Dennis further explains that Def Noodles is a character meant to satirize some of the most deranged, toxic, and destructive aspects of internet culture. Def Noodles borrows from Twitter outrage, modern-day commentary, cynicism, excessive clickbait, trolling, buzzword hacking, cancel culture, and outright pandering to religious indignation to reflect the realities of contemporary social media interactions and media coverage. The opinions and thoughts expressed by Def Noodles are not a reflection of Dennis's beliefs. God, no, he hasn't got there yet. But, he is bigger than the internet. So again, and they quote later on in this document too, I believe Def Noodles' actual disclaimer that this is a character. This is these opinions of this character do not reflect Dennis's actual beliefs, and so he's trying to really hold him. He's trying to put this shield around him where he can't get in trouble for things that Def Noodles says, because Def Noodles is a character versus Dennis the person. So Keemstar was tweeting at Def Noodles the character, not Dennis the person. He didn't make those tweets at Dennis. In a March 4th, 2021 publicly available interview with Jesse David Fox's podcast, Dennis noted that his Def Noodles character wears cat ears, eyeglasses without lenses, a UCLA t-shirt, while broadcasting YouTube videos in a comedic voice against a Minecraft house cartoon-like backdrop. See link to Jesse Davis Good One podcast, Good One, a podcast about jokes from March 4th, 2021. And I listened to that whole podcast, and he doubles down on that constantly, that this is a fictional character. It's meant to, be satire. These are not my views. These are the views of the character. And he really painted himself to put all of this blame on the Def Noodles character, but then is trying to sue Keemstar for those tweets. Well, he admits in his post that he deliberately violates YouTube TOS with excessive clickbaiting. Yeah, exactly. I feel like everybody does that, and YouTube doesn't really do anything about it. And when we went over this last night, I was like, to be the judge reading this and seeing this thing of it's wearing cat ear, it's a cat in a Minecraft house. I'm sure the judge is gonna be like, oh my god, what is wrong with people? This is what the world's come to. Dennis described how Dennis described how the whole cat boy, cat guy, whatever persona came about, and that Def Noodles is separate alter ego vehicle for doing satirical commentary on internet news and things that are happening on social media. Dennis joked about the Def Noodles character being mocked by competitors and saying, "They're attacking this character who is a fictional cat in a Minecraft house who doesn't exist." Emphasis added. So again, right there, Dennis is saying himself, the character is not real, the character does not exist. It's a fictional character. So how is Dennis gonna sue Keemstar for a tweet that he made out about a fictional character? After reading this far, I'm just I personally don't think that it's going to go anywhere, and I think it's going to get dismissed. When confronted during the podcast interview about Def Noodles' post saying that Def Noodles has reached out for comment to social media personality concerning a story, Dennis admitted that the post was fake because the cat character is fake, and that comment was never sought from the personality. So what that's referring to is when he faked that DM with Charlie D'Amelio. So he's literally saying on record, it's on audio, that he is known for faking DMs, and he could do that because the cat's fake. Which, no, you can't do that. And again, you're just digging yourself into a bigger hole. Dennis admitted during the podcast that Def Noodles had made other posts that are not real. Dennis told the interviewer, "It's all meant to be a joke. I'm not a journalist." So he is literally saying that he's making fake posts about people, about real people. I get, the National Enquirer, stuff like that, I get it, but how many times have those publications been sued over and over again for publishing false things about real people, not about characters? Dennis explained that Def Noodles' character seeks to sensationalize, dramatize, and criticize other YouTubers and social media influencers to create controversy that might attract more subscribers and social media followers. So again, he's just stirring up drama so he can get more attention. Which, honestly, I almost feel like that's what he was trying to do with this lawsuit. He's going after Keem to try to get more attention. My god, he's really not too smart, is he? This kind of lays it out that they're saying that he's not. He repeatedly disclaimed that everything the Def Noodles character did and said was meant to be a joke and was always satirical. But the thing is, too, is that he's tweeting out some serious news stories and some serious accusations, but yet nothing's to be taken seriously. So the whole situation with James Charles, not to be taken seriously. The whole situation with all the COVID parties, not to be taken seriously. Everything's a joke. Like, really? I don't think you're going to be able to hide behind that. See Def Noodles tweet exhibits 12 to 15. Smith declared, the glasses, the last thing I'll say, because I don't want to lift the curtain like the wizard, it has no lenses. It's meant to be a funny joke too, lol. Everything I do is meant to be a joke. This page is satirical, meaning it's not meant to be taken to be taken seriously. The tone is overly serious because it's meant to be satirical. I have a segment on my YouTube that accompanies the Twitter coverage titled Irrelevant News, because none of this is meant to be important. This page is satire. Whether you get it or not, everything I do is a joke. Emphasis in original. And maybe you haven't followed me long enough, but literally everything I post is a joke. Defendant Keem is another so-called YouTuber. Now, I don't know if Keem's lawyer's throwing a little bit of shade at him right here himself. But, I mean, he's a YouTuber. Like, really a so-called YouTuber? Yeah, I don't know about the character situation. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna fly. Defendant Daniel Keem is another so-called YouTuber broadcasting under the name Keemstar. Keem was an early entrant in the emerging YouTube forum and provides commentary on other YouTubers and social media influencers. Docket that one. With this relatively small, insular universe, comedians, entertainers, gamers, and influencers post salacious and often controversial content about each other and others with the hope of generating reactions among those who follow them and getting more clicks, subscribers, or followers. Which I can totally agree with that. I mean, people fight all the time on YouTube, on Twitter, everywhere. And, you know, some of them are serious, some of them are stupid, and some of them are completely fabricated. You're right, he's like the YouTube/influencer newscaster. Exactly. In this case, Dennis alleges that Keem defamed him based on a May 21, 2021 tweet sent from Keem's Twitter that states as follows. And then this is the tweet, the original tweet. Def Noodles has allegedly groomed girls from the ages 12 to 15. Big YouTuber source. Victims are scared of him and wish to stay anonymous, but may come forward soon. Def Noodles has declined to give us a comment on these allegations made against him. Subject the tweet. The subject tweet does not reference Dennis. It is aimed at the Def Noodles character that routinely mocks and attacks other YouTubers using allegedly caveats. This is why I don't read. And phrasing a fake source, and importantly, it follows as part of a long-running volley of insults, claimed satirical rant specifically posted by the Def Noodles characters towards Keem. Indeed, the 3 days leading up to Keem's posting the subject tweet, Def Noodles posted publicly available tweets accusing Keem of allegedly engaging in various bad acts. So these are going to be all of the tweets that Def Noodles put out against Keemstar up until Keem put out the tweet about Def Noodles. Hey, American Princess. May 18th, 2021. Post. These Skype messages show two people discussing Keemstar allegedly having a 15-year-old girl get naked on stream, as well as the streamer Cupcake. Emphasis added. May 19th, 2021. Keemstar allegedly abusing his girlfriend in resurfaced video. Keemstar allegedly yells at his girlfriend, where he screams and shouts, and the mic cuts off at one point. Later, she pleads with Keemstar, "Stop it, you psycho." Emphasis added. May 20, 2021. This is messed up. Keemstar allegedly bullied an 8-year-old special needs child on Twitter, and when confronted about it, allegedly said if he didn't do it, then someone else would. Emphasis added. After Keem posted the subject tweet, the back and forth internet social media banter continued, with Def Noodles' character posting several additional tweets that were demeaning and personally offensive towards Keem. May 31st, 2021. Secondhand embarrassment. Keemstar tries to leech off Aiden Ross by inserting himself into Aiden's beef with Ludwig and Soda Poppin'. Immediately gets destroyed by entire Twitch and gaming communities. June 21st, 2021. David Dobrik exposed. Keemstar embarrasses himself. Cody co-exposes Soldier Boy. Logan Paul slams Jake. New YouTube video. June 27th, 2021. Meanwhile, Keemstar scams fans with cryptocurrencies. Allegedly. Emphasis added. June 30th, 2021. Post. Keemstar is a known liar. He's an R-word apologist. He's an infamous racist and an anti-Semite. July 1st, 2021 post. Very scientific study. Keemstar is a scammer, 1.4%, liar, 1.5%, racist, 2.1%, all of the above, 95%. And that's in reference to a poll that Def Noodles did on Twitter. This is the YouTube and social media context in which Keem and the Def Noodles character were operating at the time of the subject tweet. Sorry, I can't say. Just sending loves and hugs. Hey, Smudge. Someone in the comment sections of one of the H3 podcasts asked Ethan if he was helping with the Def Noodles lawsuit, and there's been no response yet. I can't believe we live in a world where the text from tweets used in legal proceedings. I mean, I get it, but still. Hey, Floptina. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of used to it because I've seen a lot of them with the whole Katie Joy situation, so kind of used to seeing tweets and lawsuits these days. And literally that whole, wasn't one of those filings like 300 pages long because of all the tweets or something? It was a ridiculous amount. So, I mean, it shows that even after Keem made those tweets, Def Noodles continued to say things about Keem in a not so nice manner. So I guess I say demeaning and personally offensive, according to what the document says. I'm not familiar with Tati. Tati is the one that released the video on James Charles, the Bi Sister video that caused all of Dramageddon 2, where James Charles lost like 3 million subscribers in a week, and accused him of misconduct and trying to force straight guys to be gay. That's who she is. That's what she's mainly known for, besides being a beauty YouTuber. But then she got a drama channel just kept attacking her personally and going after her family and stuff like that, and so she sued her. All right, so standard of review. Rule 8 requires a complaint to contain a short and plain statement of the claim, knowing that the pleader is entitled to relief. If a complaint fails to satisfy Rule 8, it must be dismissed under Rule 12b-6 for failure to state claim upon which relief can be granted. Although Rule 8 does not require detailed factual allegations, it does demand more than an unadorned, the defendant unlawfully harmed me accusation. See this case here. A pleading that offers labels and conclusions, or for formulaic reaction, or formulaic, right? Recitation of the elements of a course of action will not do. I could never make it as a lawyer. The court is not required to accept any legal conclusions in the complaint are true. Similarly, a legal conclusion couched as a factual allegation need not be accepted. To survive a motion to dismiss, the plaintiff's complaint must contain significant factual matter, accepted as true to state a claim of relief that is plausible on its face. A claim is plausible on its face when the pleaded factual allegations allow the court to draw the reasonable inference that the defendant is liable for the misconduct alleged. I guess I get it now. Okay, perfect. I'll go typos. We all make typos. And it's okay, Bruce, words are hard. Words are hard. Words are hard. I should have just put this on, like, auto read with, like, Siri or something. Where are we at here? Plausible, of course, means something more than merely possible. In engaging a pleaded situations, plausibility is a context-specific job that compels us to draw on our judicial experience and common sense. So just Dennis saying that he hurt me, he defamed my character, is not enough. Like, he has to show proof of how that happened. He's got to be able to show actual damages. The complaint must be, or argument, the complaint must be dismissed because the subject tweet is not of and concerning Dennis. Dennis brings a single cause of action for libel per se, the complaint. In California, a libel which is defamatory of the plaintiff without the necessity of explanatory matter, such as an inducement, innuendo, or other fact, is said to be libel on its face. See Civil Code. The elements of defamation are 1. A publication that is 2. False, 3. Defamatory, 4. Unprivileged, and 5. Has a natural tendency to injure or cause specific damage. See this case. The defamatory statement must specifically refer to or be of and concerning the plaintiff. Accordingly, if the words are not of and concerning the plaintiff, then the plaintiff has no cause of action as a matter of law. To satisfy the requirement, the plaintiff has the burden of plausibility pled to show that the statement expressly mentions him or refers to him by reasonable implication. So again, they're just saying that this has nothing to do with Dennis. This is all about Def Noodles. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with Dennis. To consider whether an alleged defamatory statement is of and concerning a plaintiff, the California court considers the totality of circumstances. See those cases. This requires examination of nature and full context of the communication and the knowledge and understanding of the audience to whom the publication is directed. Here, the alleged defamatory statement on its face is pleaded in the context it is not of and concerning plaintiff Dennis as a matter of fact or law. Indeed, the subject tweet does not mention him at all. Rather, the subject tweet is of and concerning a fictitious internet character, Def Noodles, which exists solely as a comedic instrument for generating jokes and satirical comedy. So again, yeah, they're right. That tweet was not towards Dennis. It was all towards Def Noodles, which only exists to, rile up people on the internet. And he said that the character doesn't exist and the character is not real. And he's here to just start drama. Why is my dog huffing at me? Def Noodles is not synonymous with Dennis, and Dennis has repeatedly admitted, disclaimed, and emphasized. Def Noodles is a separate, outlandish, comedic character developed to satirize, or satirically criticize, mock, and otherwise attack other social media personalities, and to be mocked and attacked in response. So, I mean, that's again Dennis's own words that Def Noodles is here to mock and attack other people online and should be mocked in response. But then when somebody goes and mocks and responds, he runs to the lawyers. In his own description of this created character, plaintiff has written that Def Noodles is a satirical take in internet news commentary hosted by a cat in a Minecraft house. I hope this judge at least knows what Minecraft is, otherwise he'd be like, what the hell are these people even fighting about? What is a cat in a Minecraft house? In discussing the Def Noodles character in the cat satirical commentary during the March 4th podcast, plaintiff justified posting jokes and fake information because at the end of the day, if it entertains, that's what really counts. So again, he clearly is saying there, like, he doesn't care what he's posting, whether it's true or not, because if it entertains people, that's all that matters. So basically, if I get clicks and views and subscribers from it, that's all I really care about. The subject tweet was about the fabricated to mock and be mocked, never serious, everything is a joke character Def Noodles, and was a direct response to the character's earlier series of postings on YouTube and Twitter, in which it claimed that Keem had allegedly engaged in various bad acts. The photo contained within the subject tweet is of the host character Def Noodles, complete with pointy cat ears, funny-looking glasses, and UCLA t-shirt. So again, they're going back to the point that even the photo that Keemstar put out with that tweet is of Def Noodles and not of Dennis. He probably had to Google it. Yeah, depending on how old the judge is, or if he has kids or nieces or nephews. I'm assuming he's like, what the hell is a Minecraft? And what a cat in a Minecraft house? Not only does the subject tweet not name or reference Dennis, there are no plausible allegations in the complaint that subject tweet refers to Dennis by implication. As such, the subject tweet did not say anything negative or factual about plaintiff Dennis, and it was not of and concerning him. Dismissal is warranted because Dennis was not defamed as a matter of law. Number 2, the complaint must be dismissed because under the totality of circumstances, the subject tweet is not reasonably susceptible of an interpretation that implies that the tweet was stating a matter of fact. The subject tweet is shielded by the First Amendment as a statement that is not provable as false, or a statement that cannot reasonably be interpreted as stating actual facts. To determine whether a statement is fact or opinion for purposes of First Amendment protection, courts engage in context-driven inquiry considering the totality of circumstances in which the statement was made. Whether an alleged defamatory statement is a fact or opinion is ordinarily a question of law for the court. To determine whether a reasonable fact finder could conclude that the contested statement implies an assertion of fact or is instead non-actionable opinion, courts applying California law follow a 3-factor test. This test too examines the totality of circumstances in which the alleged defamatory statement was made. So basically what I'm understanding is that you have to be able to prove, one, that it's either a statement of fact or not, and 2, you have to be able to prove, it's got to be at the actual person that's involved. Like, it's got to be at a real person. Like, I can't go and sue a character on a TV show because I didn't like something that they said. It's like not something you can do. And Dennis has said over and over again that the Def Noodles character is not real. He's just there to make people laugh, which, I mean, a lot of people are laughing now, but for other reasons. And that people just need to get over it. First, courts look at the statement in its broad context, which includes the general tenor of the entire work, the subject of the statements, the setting, and the format of the work. Next, courts turn to specific context and content of the statements, analyzing the extent of figurative or hyperbolic language used and the reasonable expectations of the audience in the particular motion. Finally, courts inquire whether the statement itself is sufficiently factual to be susceptible of being proved true or false. So, I mean, I feel like they're going to go back and look at the entire situation between them before the tweets, after Keem's tweet, the tweets before Keem's tweet, then Keem's tweet, and then the tweets after, to be able to put them into context of what happened, and so that way they can understand the entire situation. And again, they have to he still has to figure out a way to prove that it's true. Consideration must be given to all the words used, not merely a particular phrase or sentence. So again, it's got to be, it's the whole thing. Because like if we went like with the whole Papa Gut situation, if this ever went to court, the main focus in that entire thing is going to be the fact that Def Noodles put the word joking in quotation marks. That's going to be a huge thing, because they're going to have to break down the context of what does joking mean when it's in quotations, when you're putting it with these allegations. But then you got to go back and then put it with everything else. Courts must also give weight to cautionary terms used and consider all of the circumstances surrounding the statement, including the medium by which the statement is disseminated and the audience which it is published. So yeah, you have to go back and look at everything, and then also realize, hey, this is another drama channel talking to another drama channel. Is this a real thing? Is this a fake thing? Here, even putting aside the fact that it was a response to and toward a fictional, always a joke cat character, the context of the subject tweet demonstrates that it is not actionable under the three-part test. Part 1 of the test is to consider the tweet in its broad context. This requires a look at the general tenor of the entire work, the subject, and the setting and format. The setting and format is Twitter, a platform replete with opinions, light facts, and lacking in tone and clarity of statements, which is true. I mean, how many fights happen on Twitter, and sometimes you can't tell if people are real or not, because you don't really get tone. You can't really get tone too well on Twitter. It's however you interpret it. A reader should be predisposed to view statements made on an unmoderated internet forum with a certain amount of skepticism and with an understanding that they will likely present one-sided viewpoints rather than assertion of provable facts. Which is true. I mean, you're always going to tweet out your side or what you want to say. The broad context of the tweet... Wait, no, I didn't read that one. Right? No? The broad context of the subject tweet involves consideration of the industry in which the parties work. As alleged in the complaint, the parties are quote-unquote YouTube personalities in the social media influencer industry. Both the Def Noodles character and Keem purport to provide news and opinions on social interactions in the narrow online entertainment community, but also as rivals at times trade social media jabs, which is 100% true. They're in the exact same space online, and they've gone back and forth multiple times. Broader context reveals the content of the subject tweet is not actionable and was merely part of a larger war of words with specific phrasing between Def Noodles, not Dennis, and Keem. What both Keem and Def Noodles say on YouTube or post on Twitter consists of various mixtures of entertainment, news, satire, gossip, and sophomoric insults hurled towards each other. As outlined above, plaintiff repeatedly admitted and represented publicly that literally everything the Def Noodles character says and does is a joke and that none of it can be taken seriously. This is a culture known and understood by the social media followers of the personalities. Welcome back, American Princess. The second part of the test involves consideration of the narrower context and content of the statement, analyzing the extent of figurative or hyperbolic language used, and the reasonable expectations of the audience in the particular situation. The specific content of the subject tweet is brief, merely 3 lines. It purports to be a report of an allegation made by a big YouTuber source, mocking Def Noodles for previously admitting to have fake sources. That Def Noodles was allegedly grooming girls. The statement parrots the cautionary language allegedly, which is a known signature disclaimer of Def Noodles and how the Def Noodles character couched each of its demeaning tweets about Keem in 3 consecutive days. Immediately preceding the May 21st response to the subject tweet. Immediately preceding the May 21st response subject tweet. The subject tweet also mimics that reached out for content line that Def Noodles character admitted to using falsely in the past. The reference of big YouTuber source further highlights that Keem is poking fun in kind at the Def Noodles character and consistent with the mocking, joking environment in which they are operating, not stating serious facts. Keem's lawyers are just really going hard that they're like, no, this is all about a character. It's not serious. It was never a fact. It was a complete joke. And so I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere. That's just my opinion about it, but my iPad hates me. Oh, no, you're good. Let's see here. The subject tweet makes no accusations of acts of a sexual nature. There is no accusation of specific misconduct. The context of the subject tweet is a mock of prior fake stories, and in response in kind to posts made over 3 preceding days by the Def Noodles character, in which it repeatedly used allegedly to frame the comments about Keem. Further, the comments referenced in paragraph 13 of the complaint do not establish that the readers did not get the joke, particularly the audience familiar with the context. Audience with familiarity and context. I was gonna say something. I don't remember what I was gonna say now. I gotta actually state my thoughts in my head while I'm reading, otherwise I'm just gonna forget what I'm saying all the time. Okay. The subject tweet was obviously one of the back and forth exchanges between Keem and Def Noodles in a attention-seeking satirical environment of social media news and comedy. Oh, they had to throw in a little bit of comedy there, so that way, Dennis thinks he's actually funny. Indeed, following the subject tweet, Def Noodles continued with outrageous, false, and offensive tweets about Keem, exhibits 3 through 10, and in more context, this is all part of a war of words with a cat in a Minecraft house character. An alter ego that was expressly created and existing to generate mocking comments in a satirical environment where literally everything was a joke. I love the fact that they constantly keep going back to them saying that literally everything was a joke. Because, again, those are Dennis's own words about the Def Noodles character. So I think it's coming back to bite him. A complaint involving direct and serious statements of and concerning a person, not a made-up character, with more substantive, oh my god, and demeaning comments was dismissed. See this case. There, the defendant, among other things, called the plaintiff a racist pedophile. After the plaintiff, a radio disc jockey made statements concerning a young daughter of a disc jockey on a rival station. This has got to be talking about this case. So I was like, wait, what? The Second Circuit affirmed the district court's dismissal of the complaint, granting the defendant's 12b6 motion and holding the defendant's statements were made during a war of words and were in proper context, not assertions of objective fact. See, I don't know anything about that, so I mean, sure. Let's see. A heated and volatile setting may make seemingly factual statements take on an appearance more closely resembling opinion than actual fact. That's true. I mean, if you're going back and forth with someone and you're just like fighting with them, you can go back and forth and say things that might sound more real than they actually are. Here, dismissal is warranted for the same reasons. Furthermore, the statement itself is not sufficiently factual to be susceptible of being proved true or false. Allegedly groomed lacks detailed facts, and the word groomed itself is imprecise and has different meanings, which is true. I mean, like, you can be, what did Xylee say in her stream last night? Like, groomed to become like the CEO of a company or to take over your family's business. Like, it has different meanings. Words have been characterized as imprecise when they mean different things to different people and cannot be proved true or false because of their subjective relative meanings. The reasonable expectations of the audience in context regarding this medium, the influencer industry, where literally everything is a joke, and with the always satirical admissions and disclaimers and the war of words with in-kind phrasing going on at that specific time, involving a satirical feline character set in a cartoon Minecraft house, precludes a reasonable person from seeing the subject tweet as a statement of objective fact about Dennis. Which really just, okay, let me read that again. The reasonable expectations of the audience in context regarding this medium, the influencer industry, where literally everything is a joke, and with the always satirical admissions and disclaimers and the war of words with in-kind phrasing going on at that specific time, involving a satirical feline character set in a cartoon Minecraft house, precludes a reasonable person from seeing the subject tweet as a statement of objective fact about Dennis. So right there, they're saying anybody who is looking at this can see that it is a battle between two people. Well, a battle between a person and a fictional character in a Minecraft house. Like a cat in a Minecraft house is what they're alluding that people will see. Because of all of the disclaimers and everything that Dennis has put on the Def Noodles channel, saying that this is all like it's a satirical take on comedy. It's meant to be like the Colbert Report, all that stuff. Hey caller, and that anything that Def Noodle says is not a reflection of Dennis. In commencing this action, plaintiff is playing hypocritical, petty, and clickbait games here, which should not be countenanced. What? I see. This is why I can't be a lawyer. By this court. I'm assuming that means like should not be entertained by this court. But again, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Why did I decide to do this? It's okay. We're almost done. There's only a few more pages left. All right. 3. The complaint must be dismissed because Dennis has not plausibly alleged damages in excess of $75,000 to meet the amount in controversy threshold for subject matter jurisdiction in this court. So I'm assuming he hasn't shown them proof of how he has lost $75,000. Dennis seeks to invoke this court's diversity jurisdiction under this. Nowhere in his complaint, however, does Dennis allege any actual consumptory? No, that's not right. Compensatory? Sure. I can't think today. Or special damages to meet an amount in controversy required. Compensation? Well, compensatory? Yeah, whatever. I'm moving on. He offers the conclusory allegations that his reputational injuries exceed $75,000. So he's got to prove somehow that his reputation was injured for $75,000. But does not allege any facts to support the allegations or to show its plausibility. So according to them, he's not proving to them that he was damaged by $75,000. Like, I feel like he's, for that to happen, I feel like he would have to show like the previous month's YouTube AdSense revenue versus that month's versus the month after. And if they all are aligned basically the same, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of fluctuation. There always is. Then I don't think he has any proof of that. Like, he's got to prove it. I was waiting for information to come out when Def Noodles tweeted it out, but nothing came out. Wait, okay. Oh, are you going to retype that one? Let's see here. He offers the allegation that but he doesn't allege any facts to support the allegation to show its plausibility. Okay. Where a complaint does not contain facts plausibly suggesting that the amount in controversy meets the jurisdictional minimum, the court is not required to presume that the bare allegations in the complaint are a good faith representation of the actual amount in controversy. So I feel like they're just saying, like, you have to prove to us these actual dollar amounts. Otherwise, you're not getting anything. I was waiting for more information to come out after Keemstar tweeted out, but nothing came out. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like he's going to respond. he did put out that tweet that he was like, oh, I'm going to be the first YouTuber with a gold play button without ever hitting 1 million subscribers. And everyone knew what he was saying. And then obviously people were responding, and he's like, oh, God, I'm in a bidding war for a YouTube play button on eBay for all of you people jumping to conclusions. Well, I went and I looked at the screenshot. I went to eBay, found the actual play button that's up for auction, and it had 0 bids on it. So how are you in a bidding war for a play button on eBay when that one had 0 bids? And why are you buying a random play button on eBay anyways? Like, because you know you're never going to hit 1 million subscribers, and so you're just going to buy one for $4,000? Okay. Let's see. The jurisdictional amount, like any other factual allegation, ought not to receive the presumption of truth unless it is supported by facts rendering it plausible. So basically, you got to prove that it's true, otherwise you get nothing. This face of the complaint presumption is only available if the face of the complaint alleged facts plausible, suggesting the existence of claims aggregating over the jurisdictional minimum amount in controversy. So again, I'm assuming they're saying, like, you have to prove to us. You have to prove to us that this is hurting you, which I don't think it was. I feel like his channel was still growing at that time. I feel like it brought a lot of people who hated Keemstar to his channel. I know that some people left because he kept talking about Keemstar, but that wasn't until he got banned from Twitter, which I know was shortly after that, but then he went on this whole tirade about Keemstar, and Keemstar was the reason that he got banned from Twitter, but it turned out that it wasn't, and him tweeting out that stuff about Millie Bobby Brown is what got him banned from Twitter. So he went on like a year-long rampage against Keemstar, accusing Keemstar of getting him banned off Twitter, and Keemstar had nothing to do with it. Let's see, I think we're almost done here. Okay. Indeed, Dennis does not allege any loss of income or other economic harm, nor does he allege a loss of YouTube subscribers or social media followers. All right, so it's literally right there. So I'm assuming in his declaration or whatever papers were, he didn't list any of this. So, indeed, Dennis does not allege any loss of income or other economic harm, nor does he allege a loss of YouTube subscribers or social media followers. So they're saying that he's not proven it, and he's never come out and even alleged that he has suffered monetary harm or he is losing subscribers because of what Keemstar said about Def Noodles. Accordingly, this court can dismiss the complaint under Rule 12b-1 for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. In the event the complaint does not allege on its face facts of plausibly suggesting that the amount in controversy exceeds the jurisdictional minimum, the court need not presume that the general allegation that the amount in controversy exceeds the jurisdictional minimum constitute a good faith representation of the actual amount in controversy. So again, they're saying that you can't prove that you've lost any kind of income from this. So this whole defamation suit of $75,000 does not meet the minimum requirement to be defamation. I need to see the Def Noodles play. I haven't seen that either. I should. I don't know if I have. Oh gosh, do I have that? Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Is this? I don't know if I have this. I don't think I have it downloaded. Go back, go back. Okay, this is the last line here. Conclusion, for the foregoing reasons, this court should grant defendant's motion to dismiss the complaint with prejudice. So then that way he cannot sue Keemstar for this again. No, here's the... Oh, no. Okay. Well, I had a trial for the other one, but it's gone, so definitely not paying $50 a month to access that. Who's got a video on this? Let's see here. Pull this back up. Because we can always just listen to a video of somebody. I don't know, did any of like the LawTube people cover this? I feel like anything I search right now is just gonna be from last night. Let's see here. Well, the first thing that popped up is actually from H3 Podcast Highlights. Here, I guess I can pull this over here. So we have the H3 Podcast Highlights of Def Noodles sues Keemstar, but I haven't seen them talk about any of this. Def Noodles sues Keemstar. See, I just don't know who... motion to dismiss, that's from Xylee last night. 2 months ago, Def Noodles is suing Keemstar, so I called him. Keemstar's getting sued by Def Noodles. Optimus. I was watching this one apparently at one point, but I don't remember what's in it. The cat guy lawyer. That Rich Lux and Ace Family, Madcaster. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, Madcaster.
Hey there, I'm the Mad.
Let's see here. When was this? This is May. It might be easier if I do this. Let's see here. Def Noodles, Papa Gut, Nicholas Diorio. Sorry, don't mind my dog. He gets a little excited. Let me know if I pass it. People also watched. Definitely soon. Keemstar, it's weird. I mean, Adam McIntyre has a video on it. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? I feel like I'm pretty sure Allie had to have made a video on it. Def Noodles called about Keemstar suing him for defamation. No, because that would have been... Because this would have... Let's see, what are we in? August? So that should have been just 3 months ago. We can't sort by upload date. No. We need Emily D. Baker to do a reaction to this. Okay, so we need something. Motion to dismiss. So that's from 2 days ago. Okay, so let's just scroll back here. because these are all going to be about Def Noodles' Twitter meltdown. Let's see, 4 weeks ago. Okay, so we're getting closer. A month ago. Def Noodles sues Keemstar. I just don't know anybody who actually knows a lot about any kind of law stuff. But I feel like if it's gonna be something that needs to be longer too, because otherwise it's not gonna have all the information on there. Oh, here we go. Oh, all right. Well, Xylee has a video. Let's see if she has the actual complaint here. Let's see here. Wait, why am I not? Oh my god, I hate YouTube. Alright, Xylee, I resubscribed. Alright, Def Noodles versus Keemstar, okay.
My bad. You know what? I didn't even show you all that. I'm sorry. I'm off my track. Y'all, I'm tired. Alright,
Okay, let's see here.
he went on that stint. Now, for example, the next day on May 22, 2021, a user with Twitter handle...
Okay, back it up a little bit.
...begging him to shut the fuck up about Keemstar.
Okay, Xylee swears a lot, just so you guys know.
Honestly. Alright.
Is this the beginning of it?
Those who read and commented on the tweet clearly understood it as stating actual verbal facts about the plaintiff. For example,
Okay, no, back it up.
losing subscribers until that's against me. That's what's working against me. So, like I said, I am appreciative of everybody who watches my loud evil ass. Okay, so to sue for defamation, you have to prove that they hurt you. All right, so when
Oops, sorry.
when was it? May 21st, 2021. Okay, month of April plus 6,000 subscribers. May 2021, Def Noodles. He gained 5,000 subscribers. He didn't lose. He didn't even lose there. In August, he gained 34,000. So he's lost 2,000 subscribers in April of 2022. He didn't gain any for March. But May of 2021, he gained 5,000 subscribers. The next month, he gained another 5,000 subscribers. The next month after that, 2,000 subscribers. August of 2021, he gained 34,000 subscribers. So tell me where it hurt. He didn't start losing subscribers until April of 2022.
Yeah, so right there, like Xylee, I'm assuming Xylee has pulled up his social blade and is showing that he's not losing subscribers because of this whole situation. He's now losing subscribers because of the Papa Gut situation, but he was not losing subscribers because of the Keemstar situation.
Well, you know what, Corn Dog? You know what else is defamation? Putting up a tweet
Is the volume okay, or do I need to turn it up a little bit?
talking about how you hit your girlfriend and domestic abuse. That's also defamation too. It's also defamation talking about seeing underage girls get naked.
Yep.
That's defamation too. What you can also do, I mean, hell, as far as Def Noodles goes, I mean, you could technically talk about harassment.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I mean, between all of the like tweets and videos and everything, like, I mean, I feel like Keemstar could have a good like harassment case against Def Noodles because of all the videos. Like, literally, he was mentioned in almost like every single video for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then his first podcast was dedicated to just Keemstar, to the point where even his co-hosts were like, "Oh my god, can you stop talking about Keemstar?" Like, and his own fans are like, "Stop talking about Keemstar."
How many damn videos did he mention Keemstar in? He went on that stint where he was, oh, of course, he does it every day. Keemstar, Keemstar. Let's go. Keemstar, Keemstar, Keemstar. Oh. There's Ethan. Chilling for Ethan. Keemstar, Keemstar. He was mentioning Keemstar so much that his fan base was begging him to shut the fuck up about Keemstar.
Yep.
Honestly.
Okay, so maybe we were at the right spot earlier. Let's jump ahead a little bit.
My bad.
Okay.
You know what? I didn't even show y'all that. I'm sorry. I'm off my y'all, I'm tired. Alright, so the day of the tweet, the user with the Twitter handle, whatever, tweeted, hopefully MSM picks up on this. Can't have another P word running around.
Let's go back just a smidge.
My was begging him to shut. Alright.
Here we go.
Those who read and commented on the tweet clearly understood it as stating actual verbal facts about the plaintiff. For example, the next day on May 22, 2021, a user with Twitter handle Memelin responded to the tweet and stated, showing them girls his little noodles. Another user handle, whatever, so Def Noodles might be B-word. Plaintiff also received direct messages and tweet asking him to comment on the false allegations in the tweet and expressing that they understood the tweet to make accusation that the plaintiff was the subject of allegations of grooming underage girls for sex and resolved in the P word. The date?
He became fixated on Keemstar. This was like a guy desperately wanting why? Sorry, my screen's blurry. Desperately wanting Symptic, was it Symptic? Cernpic? I can't read letters. To notice him. I need to get a new screen. Cernpie? Cernpie. There we go.
My bad. You know what? I didn't even show y'all that. I'm sorry. I'm off my y'all, I'm tired. Alright, so the day of the tweet, the user with the Twitter handle, whatever, tweeted, hopefully MSM picks up on this. Can't have another P word running around this platform. And here's where I'm showing you all of Def Noodles videos that have
okay,
to deal
color.
with Keemstar. Look, there's more Keemstar here. He had a straight week where he was talking about Keemstar every day. Keemstar. I mean, he had Keemstar in it every day. Keemstar. I mean, if anything, stalking's a thing too. That was it. People are gonna learn to stop throwing the P word around like it ain't shit. Yes. Now, do I think Keemstar was wrong for that joke? 100%. That's something you don't joke around about. We found out last night why you don't joke around about shit like that. You don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You don't joke around stuff like that. But in the context of what was happening, that's when not the real allegations, but the fake allegations where one even said hashtag joke in the TikTok or whatever, or hashtag false or something like that. 'Cause you know how they hashtag the shit out of things on TikTok?
Yeah, that TikTok that she's referring to was a tweet that Def Noodles put out with a video of somebody on TikTok that claimed that James Charles was in their DMs like 4 years ago or whatever, and like, I'm not of age, and then replied back like 4 years later, it's like, what about now? And literally it said like hashtag meme, hashtag funny.
Def Noodles even put that out. That's when a lot of people turned on Def Noodles saying, and that's when they started calling them defamation noodles. So, apparently realizing that he was going to be sued for defamation, defendant, Keemstar, then engaged in an ill-fated, thinly veiled attempt to argue that the tweet everyone understood as a legitimate report regards plaintiffs victims of sex crimes. On February 5th, 2022, he tweeted a confession where he admitted that the tweet was a total fabrication. He goes, don't you remember he kept posting non-stop fake pedo stories on YouTubers, so I posted this tweet to mock him. On May 2021, everyone knows this is a joke, that I'm mocking him, but now he's taking it completely out of context, acting like it's a serious allegation. That's when he was going on about it on his video. Alright.
Oh, this thing's only 9 pages. Okay, this won't take too long.
Responses to the tweet, taking it seriously, defendant nearly 8 months later issued the confession claiming everyone knew it was a joke.
Yeah, so I mean, Keemstar even put out a statement that it wasn't real and that he was making fun of Def Noodles for the accusations that he was posting about James Charles from alleged victims. And so the whole thing is a joke. Again, is it something that's funny? You know, some people think it is, but whatever. Like, remember, like Def Noodles says, comedy is subjective. Is that something that I think you should joke about? No, not really. But, I mean, that's what Keemstar was doing with his post.
But the defendant knew that people did not read it as a joke, as evidenced by the responses to the tweet. Defendant did nothing to clarify or correct that false statements in the tweet until many months later after the damage had been done.
But what damage? I mean, Xylee just showed that he was still gaining subscribers after all this happened, and we learned in the motion for dismissal that Dennis has yet to prove that there was any kind of damages done to Def Noodle's character where he was losing. He had you have to lose $75,000 or whatever. He has to be able to prove that. But if your channel is growing and your views are growing, then you don't have proof of that.
Talked about how Keemstar did it. All right, first cause of action. As described above, defendant false statements, in fact, expressly or implied as follows. They were actually underage girls in the age range. Okay, we already know what he said. We know what he said. We know what he said. This is worded really. Who wrote this? What damn law firm wrote this shit? I mean, seriously. Defendant intended ordinary reasonable readers of the tweet to draw above reference conclusions, inferences, and impressions from the tweet. These conclusions, blah, blah, blah. Defendant never raised a finger to clarify or correct that the tweet was a joke, basically.
But, I mean, Keemstar did put a statement out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wasn't that same day, but he did issue a statement that it wasn't real and that he was mocking Def Noodles for the allegations that he was putting out. It's just 9 pages long. Yeah, I mean, the fact that the response was, 19 minus, was 16 pages long? And the original, declaration or whatever is only 9 pages long? Why? I don't know. I feel like he'd have more proof in here if he's really, if I don't know. Maybe they just didn't gather enough evidence. Who knows?
It's only 4 pages long.
Oh, well, 4, I guess, after the, yeah,
I'll be honest.
the conclusion.
The first Katie Joy Paulson one that was how many pages was that Katie one that I read out? It was written a hell of a lot better than this. I can tell you that now. Ethan
should have gave him better lawyers.
Will show by clear and convincing evidence knowledge of the falsity of the defamatory statements, thereby entitling plaintiff to punitive damages. Awarding compensatory reputational damages in the amount of proven at trial in excess of $75,000 plus interest. Okay, look.
So, like, reputational damages would have to show that his reputation was harmed. I feel like, anyways, that, and by that happening to a YouTuber, would have to be shown with, like, a loss of subscribers. Like, if you can't show a loss of subscribers, then how has it damaged your reputation? Like, if people thought that it was actually real, like when Tati released that video on James Charles, and James Charles lost 3 million subscribers because of that video, 1 million subscribers in a day. He holds the record for most subscribers lost in a day at over 1 million. At the time that happened, before James put out No More Lies, and then gained all those subscribers back, he could have possibly sued for defamation, because you could see that was hurting his reputation because of the subscriber loss. Without a proof of subscriber loss, then how can you prove reputational damage to a YouTuber? You know, like, I mean, with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, like, Johnny Depp lost wasn't there supposed to be another Pirates of the Caribbean movie that got shut down, and they took him out of it or whatever. So he lost a movie role because of that, and so that would easily show reputational damages because he's losing money because of that, versus Def Noodles wasn't losing subscribers. I agree that Def Noodles needs better lawyer. Yeah. Ethan should have hooked him up with some better lawyers.
If I'm going to go for the gusto and sue Keemstar, it's not just going to be for $75,000. No, it's not fake, corn dog.
Yeah, and then we all know that Keemstar has money. Like, $75,000, I feel like they said is the jurisdictional minimum. So, I mean, yeah, it just says, like, in excess of $75,000. So I don't know if they're just saying, like, okay, so it exceeds $75,000, but we're gonna let you determine how much damage was actually done. And so, you know, you can always be awarded more, but it has to exceed $75,000. So if you feel like you were defamed that much and that your reputation was hurt so much, are you saying that your reputation's only worth $75,000? Why wouldn't you put, like, $200,000, $1 million, something?
This is not fake. This is for real. He really is suing Keemstar, like, for real. Awarding mental anguish damages in amount to be proven at trial in excess of $75,000 plus interest. Awarding punitive damages for defendants' wrongful and malicious conduct, and granting such other further relief. I cannot read today. I don't know what's going on with me today, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Xylee. Me either. Don't worry about it.
It's between tiredness and caffeine. It's been a while since I read a court case. Granting such other and further relief as court deems proper, together with costs, attorney fees, and disbursements of action. And they demand a trial by jury.
Yeah, so, I mean, if it goes to court and Keemstar is found guilty, which I personally believe after the motion for dismissal, I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does go to court and he's found guilty, then they can give them more, or give Dennis more than $75,000 plus it looks like court fees and attorney fees. So basically, Dennis is saying, you're also going to pay my attorney fees for having to do this. But I don't know. I just don't see it getting there. I mean, I don't know how the whole legal system works. I mean, I know I watched a lot of it with Emily D. Baker with the Without a Crystal Ball stuff. So I don't know. I mean, obviously the judge is going to come back and either accept the dismissal or deny it. Then I don't know if anybody else releases a statement or anything, or if like Keemstar has to release like a counter statement, um, or what. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I only know what I know from watching that Without a Crystal Ball lawsuit. And there was up to one point where I just couldn't even watch it anymore because it was just getting ridiculous.
So we got rid of that. I am not linking that. When this first came out, I did retweet the original tweet that showed the first page, and it had Keemstar's address on it. I deleted that tweet as soon as I realized it had Keemstar's address on it. So I went ahead and made the thumbnail for tonight and put it up there. And then I put in Tipster's tweet.
Okay, so I mean, there didn't seem like there was really much in there besides Dennis saying that this is the tweet in question and it hurt my reputation. In that tiny, tiny little document. I don't know. I was hoping that there was going to be more. I thought that it was going to be longer than that. I didn't even see the actual first filing come out. I probably just wasn't paying attention when it came out. But also at that time, too, I wasn't really doing anything YouTube related. I was on my little hiatus. So I missed that. I'll have to go back and see if I can find it. If I can find the actual document, then we can do like another live stream. Because I was trying to search for it and I didn't see it. But I can see if I can find the actual document, and then we can go over that and see what it actually says in it. I think if the judge denies the dismissal, then Keem can go ahead and countersue, and then they both prepare for mediation or go through a trial. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So if the dismiss gets denied, then Keemstar can countersue, and then they can go to mediation or trial. But I mean, he's demanding a jury trial, so where would that even take place? Because Keemstar's in New York and Dennis is in California. So would it go in the state that it was filed in California, or would it go in the state where the action took place, which would be in New York? I don't know. This is what we need an actual lawyer for. All right, guys, but I'm going to take a quick restroom break, so I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves in the chat, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. What, bud? Sorry, my dog is wanting attention.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're such a good boy. All right, let's see here. Where are we at right here? Let's see here. I think New York. I think New York too. The courts would decide that. The actions, Keem's tweets took place in New York, so I think that's where it would go. A jury trial for social media creators getting hurt would be quite interesting, right? Also, if for whatever reason Dennis was to win this case, then other creators can cite this case for future lawsuits. Next thing you know, everyone is too happy and creators will be walking on eggshells. Yeah, like, I don't think he's going to win. That's my opinion. I mean, obviously everybody's entitled to their own opinion about it, but I mean, it's literally the biggest thing that Keem's lawyers kept saying over and over and over again is that this tweet was directed at a fictional cat in a cartoon Minecraft house. This is not directed at Dennis. This is directed at a fictional cat in a cartoon Minecraft house. And you can see that there was banter before and after, and this is what people do on social media, and that the statements were that the tweet in question was mocking how this satirical, everything is a joke, nothing is serious Minecraft cat was reporting on news situations. And so that's what the joke was with the tweet. And again, it's not directed at a real person. I don't know. That's my whole thought on the situation. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Does it say, let me check my documents here. I think I still have it pulled up on my phone. When it has to be responded by. Motion to dismiss. Filed 8/5 at 3:48 p.m. No, it doesn't say. It says that there is extended plaintiff's time to pose defense response and or complaint through 9/6. Response from Keem, I believe, has to be filed by 9/6. But I mean, if the judge dismisses it before then obviously I don't think it's gonna go. I mean, it's not gonna go anywhere if it gets dismissed. But it looks like Keem has to issue a response by 9/6. I can't imagine how Dennis really believed he was gonna get away with this. Yeah. Keem's lawyers did a great job pointing that out as well, showing other tweets between the two of them around the time Keem made that tweet. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they just really, really wanted to point out the context of what was going on before and after the tweet, as well as the fact that it's not a person. It's a character. And a character is what Dennis constantly refers to Def Noodles as, a fictional character that is not real. I think it's 20 calendar days. Okay. Yeah, because on the 1st it said he had to reply by the 6th, which would be about right for 20 days. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I have the Pacer monitor saved on my phone so I can see if anything else gets released. So then if it does, I'm sure somebody will leak it, so then we'll be able to go over it. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of all that I have for today. So yeah, anybody got anything else that we want to discuss or talk about? It's embarrassing for Dennis. Just admit that. Just to even admit that it's his job. Yeah. I mean, he says that he loves to do what he does. But, I mean, does he really? Because, I don't know. It seems like it's getting the best of him. And even on his podcast, he's like, oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. But then he has constantly talked about the Papa Gut situation on the podcast ever since that happened. Referred to Xylee as Sandy Vagina on the podcast because of their interaction in the Twitter Spaces. And he also says that he has no like free time to like get on and talk with people about the situations, but yet he spent 6 hours on a Twitter Spaces talking with people about the situation. Thank you. No, not right now. Def Noodles doesn't even seem happy. I mean, I don't get that vibe either. Like, I mean, he's got a large following. He gets a decent amount of views, so he's making a decent amount of money. I wouldn't doubt if he's making probably 20+ thousand a month. Let me pull up his Social Blade. What are his analytics? Let's see here. Well, these days he's only averaging 58,000 views. I mean, yeah, he's probably making between $10,000 and $15,000 a month from YouTube. So, I mean, if I was making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, and this is at a low point. Remember, he was getting hundreds. At least every video he was posting a few months ago was getting like hundreds of thousands of views. Let's pull up his channel here real quick.
Here we are. I juggle.
So I mean, you can see like all of his videos now. You're looking at 30, 20, 60, 50, 80. So on average, I would say about 50,000 views maybe per video. The Nikocado one's at 100. But, I mean, his channel's been slowly going down for a while, like 70, so you can see, you know, it's going up a little bit, 60, 50, but then if we go back, I mean, even, you know, still he's getting like 90, 100, 50, 100, 90, 90, but then if we go back even further, like 6 months ago, I mean, 148, 144, 137, 119, like every video was raking in over 100,000 views, which is about 4 times what it is now. So at that time, you're thinking he's making $30,000 to $40,000 a month off of YouTube. Like, I would be happy with that. You're very calming to listen to. It's nice to hear you online. Oh, well, thank you. Yikes. I am sympathetic for the dude, but it's so wild he's suing a coworker. I mean, he did kind of bring it on himself by going after, like, I mean, Keem's, and besides Trisha Paytas, I mean, Keem's one of the biggest trolls on YouTube. Like, if you're gonna try to troll a troll, what's gonna happen is that he's gonna troll you back just as hard. Now, do I agree with what he said? No. But that's the route that he decided to take to mock Def Noodles. And, I mean, that's what you gotta deal with. I mean, that's the line of work that he put himself in. So he's losing his mind and hard up for cash. Well, see, I don't think he's hard up for cash, though, either, because remember, he just built that comedy studio and the podcast studio, or the comedy club and the podcast studio. So he's definitely got money coming in from somewhere. And he's trying to change his content from YouTube stuff, does mainstream celeb. That's going to be really hard. Well, and he, like, I mean, he has done stuff, like a lot of stuff about, like, Big Ed and stuff from, whatever, a 90-Day Fiancé. But, I mean, because he said that over the past, like, 7 months, he's been trying to transition his channel. So he has, like, the random Juggalo Fest ICP thing. But then we got Ethan and Tana, James Charles, Tana. So Taylor Swift. So, okay, so that's not YouTube. So there's one. Ethan, Will Smith. Technically, Will Smith is a YouTuber, so I'm not counting that. His apology, which wasn't really an apology. Jenna Marbles, James Charles, some TikTok person. A fake apology. David Dobrik, addressing the allegations, so another fake video. Gabby Hanna, Ace Family, James Charles, Nick Ocado, Kylie Jenner. Okay, so that's not a YouTuber. So really there's one out of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. So 1 out of 19 videos are not of social media people. Then the next one isn't until... How long does it take us to find another one? The Jordan Peterson, Ezra Miller situation. So another 15 videos. And I mean, he's doing like a video a day. So you look at like all of these videos on screen, and there's only one. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these 36 videos are about non-YouTubers. So we'll say in a month, yeah, basically in a month, out of 30 days, 4 of them were about non-YouTubers. That's not even a 5-day work week that you couldn't even just give like 1 week to non-YouTube people. Let's see here. I heard his dad worked for Warner Brothers in Brazil. Yes, he did. A comedy club. I didn't know about that. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's going to have roast battles in the comedy club, which they're going to do live or live stream, apparently, on YouTube. You can pay a $15 entry fee to get up there and to roast Def Noodles, apparently. I don't know anybody who's actually taken him up on that offer. But the money's running out. He says he's been building it for a while. It's possible he bought it when views are up. It's still around the frenemies time and a laugh. That's true. I mean, he could have when the money was coming in. But, I mean, I know that, you're supposed to reinvest it into your business to keep it growing, but I would invest it into other things in case something on YouTube tanks and then you have no income. Off topic, what happened to mysterious video about Moses? Did she quit YouTube? I have no idea, American Princess. No, he has other stuff in them. Your info is not correct. Wait, no, he has other stuff in them. Like in the actual videos. So he's using the YouTubers and then putting other content into the videos. Is that what you're saying? Was this accusers ruin their credibility? And it's a joke to even talk about it anymore. Oh, okay. So if I'm understanding what Tammy's saying is that, like, in, say, like, this Gabby Hanna video... oh yeah, so when I hover over it, there's a thing about Kylie Jenner on there. So I guess he's using YouTube as the main attraction to get people into the video, and then will include other people in the video. But he said that he's happy to lose his drama followers, so hopefully he's able to put enough information into the videos about other celebrities that they subscribe to the channel, because then when the drama followers aren't getting the drama anymore, obviously they're going to leave, because if you're not getting your drama content from somebody that you're used to getting your drama content from, you're going to get it from somewhere else. So hopefully he's able to put enough content into the videos that's going to get other people to subscribe. So yes, pretty much. But who doesn't do that? He talks about Trump and Pelosi, etc. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Tammy. Thank you for correcting me. I'm all about, getting things correct. So if I'm wrong, just let me know. So, but I mean, even though, like, you still look at the views compared to what it was at months ago, I mean, the drama isn't even really bringing in the views as it used to, except for, like, the Ace Fest video that he went to go to Ace Fest. And then Nikocado, those looks like the only ones that are breaking, like, 100,000 views. So, I mean, the drama's not really bringing people in anymore either, so I understand pivoting your content for sure. But we'll have to wait and see if that takes off. I wish people would leave him alone unless they want Colbert-type media. Well, see, and my thing is that unless you, like, go down and read the description, let's see what his actual description says these days. Let's do a normal drama video.
Folks.
Like, would you know that it's supposed to be like the Colbert Report, or do you think it's like just a regular drama channel? Oh, so he changed the description now that just says this is a comedy show. Okay, so let's go back further and see. How about, let's do here. Trisha Paytas is in this one.
Warning: the material.
This is a comedy show, so I wonder if he went back. Let's go back a few months. We'll just scroll back for a while. I wonder if he went back and he changed all of his things.
It may be my.
Okay, so this is the old disclaimer that was in the Def Noodles video. Def Noodles is a character created by Dennis meant to satirize some of the most deranged. Yeah, okay, so then that's the exact quote that was in the motion to dismiss. So, but I mean, unless you go into the descriptions and click more and scroll all the way to the bottom where it says this is a comedy show, are you going to know it's a comedy show, or are you going to think that it's just another commentary drama T channel? Because, I mean, that's all that it is. It's just right there at the end. I don't really watch Def Noodles because his videos are boring now. It's so cringy to see people mad he isn't using his channel for what they wanted. What do you mean, Happy? Because he's not doing, like, all regular drama, or? I do understand changing content, too. His videos are, I can't stand Colbert. I also don't sub him either. He just spent, like, 7 hours on Twitter Spaces repeatedly saying he's Colbert style, but he said it in the same breath. He was going to look into the Netflix about Hunter Moore. Oh, I don't know about any of that. I didn't get the whole Twitter Spaces. I was listening to it when I was at work, so I had to stop, like, periodically and rejoin, so I'm sure I missed things. But then at the same time, I was like, I wasn't going to go back and try to figure out the parts that I missed. That's why I didn't really go over too much about what was in it. It's really sad when someone has to explain their jokes. Like, it's really sad. He got a following from drama, so I don't know what he expects either. Well, yeah, and I mean, I feel like when I watched most of his early videos, I mean, the funniest thing that he would do for me anyways was, like, mess up people's names, like calling Trisha Paytas, like, Trisha Potatoes. But I, like, even, because, you know, being in the drama sphere myself, I, you know, obviously watch other drama channels, and so when I would watch his videos, like, I didn't see any comedy in there except for, like, maybe, like, a sarcastic comment here and there. But for the most part, it was just what any other T channel would do. He was just a cat in a Minecraft house talking in a weird voice. Like, that's the only difference that I got from it, from me personally. Now, again, Dennis says that comedy is subjective and it's going to be funnier for other people or for you than it is, or it's going to be different levels of funny depending on the person. But I literally just saw it as a T channel with a weird voice. Even with the punitive, corny, or comedy label, he's still doing commentary. Yeah, I mean, at least title it like commentary / comedy. He loved him some Trisha during Frenemies, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah, love Trisha during Frenemies, but then once Frenemies ended, went from defending Trisha to calling Trisha back out. Which just kind of shows a little bit of bias there. Because, you know, trying to get on Ethan's good side. I see his sarcasm. He said, he also said that Colbert was a Republican with satire, a Democrat show, and that's not true at all. Well, maybe that's how he took the humor of the Colbert Report. I don't know. He hopped on the gravy train. Oh yeah, for sure. Like once, because I feel like it really started to happen when Trisha talked about Def Noodles in like the video where she was getting a random like get ready with me video, and she said that she's been watching a lot of Def Noodles content, and then she mentioned him on Frenemies too, and she's like, oh, you know, I've been watching, like, I love Def Noodles or whatever. Then I feel like at that point, you know, got more eyes on him, because I mean, Frenemies was getting, you know, 1 million plus videos or views per video when it was around. So you're getting a lot of people to flock to your channel. Your channel is growing. So are you going to then start hating on Trisha when she's shouting you out on, you know, one of the larger platforms on YouTube? Or are you going to switch up your content a little bit, be a little bit nicer to her to keep getting those shout outs, which then led to Def Noodles going on to host the Steamies since Trisha wasn't there, which then again put him in a larger audience. And we're getting on Ethan's good side. She brought him up on Frenemies too. Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, I know that she's talked about him a few times, so. And I believe, like, then Ethan started playing clips of him on Frenemies, so then, you know, Def Noodles kept getting posted onto Frenemies, which then, again, is going to bring a larger audience to your channel that might not know about you, in return helping you grow, so you're not going to be mean to them, because they're helping your channel. I love how knowledgeable you are. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I try to keep up with things as much as I can. But, I mean, obviously, there's only so many hours in the day, and people are messy 24/7. So I try to keep up with as much as I can. But, you know, if I don't know things, I like it when people are able to tell me or correct me. Just like when Tammy told me, like, no, you're not correct. There is more, like, non-YouTube people in the videos. Like, I haven't watched a ton of Def Noodles videos lately, because I've been trying to focus on, I was focused on that whole Papa Gut situation, so the only thing that I was watching with Def Noodles really was his fake apologies, so I was watching all of that, and then before that I was just kind of not doing anything because I was being lazy. But, I mean, I love putting out actual videos here and there, because, you know, it's kind of sometimes fun just to like crank them out and be done. But I mean, sitting here on a stream and chatting with people and going over things, it takes about the same amount of time. Like, I mean, a 12-minute video probably takes me like 2 hours sometimes to record, edit, put all the screenshots in, all that stuff. So I can get the same amount of, or I can spend the same amount of time like either sitting here by myself talking to myself and then putting out a video and then responding, or I could just get on live stream and go over it. And I know a lot of people won't come back and watch it to our live stream because, I mean, it's 2 hours, but, you know, it's more fun to actually talk with people while I'm sitting here. Conversations are nice, but it can be hard on the internet. Things can be taken out of context so easily. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, obviously, the whole lawsuit here is the whole instance of how things can be taken out of context. Now, obviously, what Keemstar said was very extreme, and he was trying to make a point about the Def Noodles character. Could he have done it in another way that didn't allege to the grooming of 12 to 15-year-old girls? Absolutely. He could have said something else. But if you have the full context of everything that's happened before and everything that has happened after, and who the Def Noodles character is, who Keemstar is, then you can put it together. And most of the people around in the community got that it was a joke, or it was supposed to be a joke. And, people didn't agree on the joke, but people got it. And there wasn't a ton of people who believed it was real. But there's going to be at least one person who's going to believe something is real, no matter how sarcastic you say it, no matter how jokingly you say it. If you have a large enough audience and you say something that somebody doesn't like, that can possibly maybe be true, there's going to be one person who's going to believe it's true. Yes. Can't you also clip the video afterwards and release it in several shorter videos? Yeah, definitely you can. I don't really know how to do that. That's going to be something I'm going to have to look into. But yeah, like if you do, like if you have like a few things planned out, like, okay, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about this, and you're going to talk about this, then you can release them in like 30 or 40 minute segments. So maybe I'll have to actually get like a plan of things to talk to and videos to watch and tweets to go over. And then we can actually like sit down and do it. And then I can like actually release just the sections of each video. So then that way people don't have to sit down and watch the whole thing or be in here for the whole live. I think context is super important. I remember that moment, and I knew it was all in the middle of Def being called out for misconstruing the info he was releasing, but it's not the classiest way. Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely not the classiest way to do it. It could have said anything else, but I mean, that's how Keemstar wanted to do it. And like I said, we all know Keemstar is, besides Trisha, probably the biggest troll on YouTube. Like, let's be honest. Like, Trisha is the official biggest troll, in my opinion. There could be somebody else, but I mean, the girl's been a freaking chicken nugget. Like, come on. Every day there was something going on with Trisha back in the day. And I mean, it was great content. And she still does it to this day. And after, 13, 15 years of being on YouTube, she still gets people talking about her, and she still pulls in a decent amount of views. And she's making, like, millions off of her OnlyFans. Like, she might come off as, like, the dumbest person you ever met, but she's probably actually one of, like, the smartest people you ever met. Whether you like her, or not, or you think she is, like, a terrible person, she's writing that all the way to the bank, and I bet that she is happy at home, living in her mansion. I'll be the next biggest troll on Popcorn Chicken, right? I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see what happens after her baby is born. Like, is she actually going to go on and do a family channel with Moses? Is Moses gonna stay with her? Because I know that there were those alleged leaked DMs where he said that he was just gonna give her a baby and then collect that alimony check. I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, because if so, that'd be pretty messed up to do. I mean, there are some terrible people in the world. Because didn't he say at one point that he never wanted kids and he didn't want to get married, and now he's married and has a kid on the way? But I don't know. I mean, she's called out many family channels and younger people being on social media, and then you're gonna start a family channel. You can't release videos almost every day for 13 years and make a living like she does without having a brain, right? Yeah. Like, she's very smart. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing. That's not gonna happen. Everyone changes. Yeah, I mean, he could have changed his mind, you know, wanted to be happy, but like when those text messages came out, I was just like, oof, that's those are not nice text messages. But I mean, you never know what's gonna happen. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, everything is fine, and you know they're gonna be happy and have an amazingly successful family channel. Not like we need another family channel, but I mean, people are going to do what they want to do. Family channels are never going to go away unless YouTube somehow says if you're going to do a family channel, then you have to have OSHA involved. You got to have a tutor at your house. You have to send us proof of all this stuff. But I don't ever see YouTube doing that. Because then, well, and also every state has different child labor laws. So, I mean, how it's going to be real hard for them to enforce those too, I bet. I didn't want kids at all, but I have been, but I have step kids and grandkids. Okay. She never shied away from contradiction/hypocrisy. No, and she's still getting called out for like hypocrisy that she said like years ago. There was like this whole tweet about like she's Hungarian, she's Greek, she's not Hungarian, she's not Greek. Like this whole back and forth thing about what her makeup is and everything. And she's doing a live stream recently that she said, I don't know which one she said she was. Then somebody pulled out like multiple videos of one video she said she's Hungarian, one video she says she's Greek, and it just keeps going back and forth. And then she's like, I don't even know why people would think I'd lie about this. She's like, that's stupid to lie about. And it's like, girl, there's actual video evidence. Your entire life for the past 15 years has been on YouTube. Like, yeah, there's going to be discrepancies in the stories, but, I mean, you keep going back and forth, you know, people are going to catch on. I pray the baby is healthy and happy. Exactly, that's all that matters. The baby is healthy and happy. I am curious. She's grown so much, and I would love to hear her talk about drama with her new mentality while still talking about her journey in life as a new mom. Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I want to see what's going to happen. Like, I feel like having a child is going to change her outlook on a lot of things. I don't feel like she's going to spend as much time on social media. I mean, she's going to have the responsibility of a child, so it's going to take up some time. And so I feel like when she does get on social media, I don't feel like she's going to be as dramatic as she was, because then she doesn't have the time to continue to troll into it, to continue to make money off of it. So either she's going to completely do like a 180, or she's just going to troll real hard. I feel she could make it a lot of fun, but so many H3 fans are still up in her booty and picking her apart. Oh, I mean, H3 fans are always going to go after her now, after Frenemies ended. I mean, they loved her during Frenemies. They hated her before, they loved her during, and then they hated her after. So, I mean, she's always going to have people that are going to hate on her, no matter what. That's just the way that it's going to go. But yeah, so I will work on figuring out like multiple topics to talk about in a stream, so you know we can have like a longer stream, and two, actually get my OBS set up properly so when I'm just sitting here talking, I can pull it back out. But also at the same time, I didn't want my big old face right on the camera. I like being tiny where you can't really see me. Makes me feel smaller, makes me feel skinnier. Isn't Keemstar and Trisha doing a podcast after the baby? I don't know. I haven't heard that. Did she say that, or did Keemstar say that? I haven't heard that. I haven't really been checking up on Trisha Paytas lately, because I'm one of those people. It's like, yes, I get it. She trolls and blah blah, and she was like mean to Gila apparently when she was pregnant, and stuff like that. But I didn't talk about any of that. I'm not gonna talk. I don't know. I just don't want. Yeah, she has enough people piling on her. I'm not gonna talk about her. I mean, to me, I'm not gonna talk about a pregnant person. So. But with like your pretty face. Oh, well, thank you, Natasha. I heard that too. Keem said it. Okay, well, I'll have to keep an eye out for that. It was Keemstar said that during the gets real live last night. The last live stream. I was there for that one. Maybe I was just tuning out Keemstar, which could be a possibility. Or I was taking my dog out at the time too, which could have been a possibility too. I'll have to go back and check it out. Or I was sitting right there and just wasn't paying attention, which is also a very good possibility. Yeah. But, I mean, Xylie's lives were fun. I was in there last night and the night before. I was up too late last night, and I was there till like 2 a.m. And I was like, okay, I have to go to bed because I have to work in 6 hours, so I gotta go. I was like, stop keeping me up so late. Because then the night before, we were up late too. And it's all Edwin's fault. Edwin is the instigator over there, and he keeps Xylie live for like 5 hours. So thankfully, Edwin is doing his own live right now, so he won't be popping in to try to keep people on. But I think we are gonna see. Oh, wait. I think it'd be a great podcast coming from a woman about Trisha and Keem's age. It's gonna be slippery, but I think Trisha and him will find a way to attract more than hate watchers. Oh yeah, I mean, they have the same dynamic that really Ethan and Keem had, or more that Ethan and Trisha had. But I feel like, I mean, they're all trolls, but I mean, I don't think that Ethan trolls as hard as Ethan. Or Ethan doesn't troll as hard as Keem, but also I feel like Ethan was really nice for the most part to Trisha, and I feel like Keem might instigate a little bit more than Ethan did, so we'll have to see how that goes. You have work in the morning? Well, tomorrow I don't have to go in until 11, and it's only 10 o'clock here right now. But last night I was up until 2, and I had to go in at 8, so I was like, this time got away from me. With the last time they did a podcast, Trisha looked like she got played by Keemstar. Yeah, I think he'll instigate, and there'll be fights for sure. But, I mean, I guess it's good content for them, because then they get more views, then they fight, and then they make up. So it's going to be the same thing that they've been doing for years, except now they're going to do it on a podcast together. So. Like you're not used to going to bed late. I know I am, but like I haven't been sleeping well the past couple of nights. So like, well, and the big issue too is that I fell asleep when I got home and took a nap. Because then I woke up and I saw the documents about the dismissal drop, so I sent the message to Xylie. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you saw this yet or not. And so that was right when I woke up. Then that's when Xylie was like, all right, let's go ahead and do a live stream. So because I took that nap, then when I went to bed, I couldn't fall asleep. So I probably didn't even fall asleep until like 4, which is even more annoying. I don't see Trisha trolling like she used to, but I do think Keem will have a lot of questions and old man mentality, and I think Trisha would be great at Great at opening Keem up to more. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I feel like Trisha's gonna come back and do a lot of reflecting, but that's what I'm thinking. But I mean, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Yeah, the nap. I didn't mean to take a nap. I was just laying on the couch watching TV. And next thing I know, I woke up and it was like an hour and a half later, and I was like, oh well, damn. All right, everyone, but I think I'm going to call that the end of the stream for tonight. So thank you guys for coming to hang out and listening to me butcher all the pronunciations in that document. But like I said, I'm not a lawyer and I can't read, so I knew it wasn't going to be the best because, you know, can't go back and edit that, but it is what it is. But thank you guys all for coming to hang out, and maybe we'll do, depending on, you know, what drama happens, who knows, but we'll have another stream again soon, or you'll probably catch me in somebody else's stream or something. But thanks for coming and hanging out, and I'll see you guys all in my next stream. All right, bye everybody.